Sorry, I was muted. Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to one and all. I, Navpreet, welcome you back on my second episode of the talk show, The Power Hour. In this talk show, I invite some distinguished guests, and I conduct this talk show twice a month. And these guests, which I invite, they are specialized in their own fields, and I prefer to pick up some nice topics to talk about, which can actually generate a good interest in people to know more about that concept or topic, and which is very much implementable in their day to day lives. So, today also we have a very interesting topic to discuss, that is exploring yoga psychology. And I have the specialist with me today, Miss Shubhangi. Just give me permission to add her to stage. Hi, Shubhangi, and a very warm welcome to you. And thank you for joining me today for this talk show.
Hi, Navpreet. Thank you for having me. And it's amazing to be here.
All right. So, Shubhangi, I would love you to introduce yourself a bit to the audience so that we can, I mean, relate to you more, that what you do and what is your field of profession.
Okay. So, namaste everyone. I'm Shubhangi, and I have been teaching yoga from last 3 years, and also I conduct counseling sessions and workshops where I blend art, yoga psychology, and asan practices. So, it's been 1.5 years that I finished my yoga psychology course. And yeah, before all of this, I was a furniture designer. So combining all of it together.
Yeah, so I can say that you are a complete package as an artist, huh? Really, really interesting to know that what you do and how you do. And I want to inform everybody that I've seen her posts on Instagram. If she doesn't have any problem, I can even post it on under the link of this video, wherein you can go and check her Instagram profile. And it is so interesting that she conduct these workshops wherein people are doing art, they are painting, they are also doing yoga, they are meditating. I mean, it's really a different kind of experience you can get to know when you will see the posts itself. So if anybody around is interested, you're most welcome to contact her and get enrolled yourself into these kind of workshops. All right. So, Shubhangi, we'll get started with some
Sure.
questions I have for you, right? So, my first question to you is that what made you choose this field as your profession?
Okay, good question. So I always keep getting this question because it's so different from what I was doing earlier.
Yeah.
So Navpreet, basically, I would say that it all started like people think that I somehow got this, awakening where I was like, oh, I want to follow up
Uh,
purpose and all of that. But no, it was merely to help myself and
okay.
to also just like take a break. I was super bored during COVID, and that's how like I just wanted to go explore a place, and happened to go to Rishikesh and did my TTC there.
Okay.
And then gradually things started falling into place. I randomly came across Atul sir's course, which was about yoga psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And which made me feel that okay, I want to go dive deeper into this. I had plenty of time. I had like given up my job. I was just I wanted, it was a very interesting field.
Okay.
So I just tried to understand it a bit more because I was anyway doing the asan practice and I was feeling there was some shift, and it was a positive shift, so why not like try and understand it more. So
Okay.
that's how I pursued yoga psychology. And even while I was doing the course, it was like, yeah, I just want to, work on myself. I never thought that I will eventually counsel people. But when I actually saw a lot of changes in myself, I was like, okay, if it helps me, it can help so many other people. Then, anyway, I'm studying, let me give it a shot. If I enjoy the process of counseling and doing all of this, I will continue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how because of my personal growth, my personal change in different aspects, I kind of thought of sticking around and pursuing this.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, this is so beautiful. Like, you see, so this is like whatever you shared with me right now, I find a lot of encouragement in this. Why I'm saying this? Because most of the times it happens that if people had to give up something, or they have to give up something, or they've already given up something, they just put a full stop that now what? Nothing we can do. But then getting bored and then coming out of it and pursuing something that is so very much relatable to you, and you are actually working on your growth and you see that change, and then again thinking of applying it to other people, this is such a beautiful thought, right? So thank you so much for sharing this, and I can very well understand that how, I mean, now you are fully in love with this particular profession that you are doing. And see, I mean, it shows on your face, right? So, like, how happy you are and how
Mhm.
satisfied you are. So, this is how we all should be working, right? So, do what you love. And if you do what you love, you will never find it a taxing kind of thing. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. So, my next question to you is that what is yoga psychology? I mean, if I have heard about psychology, I have heard about people taking stream, as a psychology stream, so then they go into the clinical psychology field. But this term for me also, it's something very new, so I was very much intrigued by this term and thought of getting to know more about it from you. Yeah, so how it is different from other fields of psychology as well.
Yeah. So, personally, I mean, now that there are so many different modalities to actually, choose from, I personally, what I can tell you about yoga psychology is that it's a very holistic approach
Mm-hmm.
where it's not just some modalities are focusing only on the mind part, and now luckily modern science is also moving towards regulating your nervous system, mind
Mm-hmm.
body connection.
Mm-hmm.
So all like somatic practices are coming up, so now psychologists are introducing all of those practices also in their counseling sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And yoga for that matter has always spoken about mind body connection. And in fact, what people understand, like when you say, oh, I practice yoga, I'm doing yoga, it automatically relates to the asana practice or the breath work only, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
for me also, it was surprising to know that, oh, the entire Yoga Sutra
Mm-hmm.
contains only four sutras about the asana and pranayam. Rest
Okay.
all are about mind, the obstacles that will come, the practices that you can do, how you can manage your mind better, all of
Mm.
that. So,
Okay.
yeah, and most of us like don't know about that. What we feel is okay, asana practice is
Mm.
yoga.
Mm.
So, that's how deep yoga is, it so there are different parts to it. Like one will look into like the four pillars that we call in yoga is your ahar, which is what you eat and all of that, how that affects.
Mm.
Vichar is your thoughts, how that
Mm.
affects.
Mm.
Your vihar is recreation, how much you're relaxing, your
Oh.
the happy moments, the relaxation that you are
Mm.
doing. And ahar, vichar, vihar, and achar, the
Okay.
discipline, the
Yeah.
lifestyle, you know,
Yeah.
all of these. So,
Mm.
and then understanding and going into deeper level where
Mm.
we connected to chakras, okay, where
Okay.
all the chakras, as
Mm.
you might be knowing, that
Yes.
hold some emotion, right?
Mm. Mm.
So the fact that we all have those chakras, meaning, it was so uh, like a aha moment for me when we were discussing chakras, and we keep using these terms like, oh, I don't have confidence, I lack confidence,
Mm.
but so
Mm.
just said that we all have these chakras, right?
Mm.
I was like, yeah. And that automatically means that you have that potential. The chakra
Mm.
which is related to confidence is also within you. So you
Mm.
have all those, right?
Mm.
It's
Mm.
just we, because of some blockages, some
Mm.
experiences, limiting beliefs,
Mm.
we sort of are not able to function from that
Mm.
infinite potential that we have. And
Mm.
so the entire course was like very empowering. And
Mm.
firstly, it's divided into, like, even counseling sessions for that matter,
Mm.
it's divided, that first you learn to regulate yourself,
Okay.
understand yourself,
Mm.
how you can manage yourself at a um, energy level, like
Mm.
that, through different
Mm.
kind of asana practices, also breath work, also you learn to regulate. Because if you don't know how to
Mm.
regulate yourself, you
Mm.
can't introspect. When
Yeah.
there's a wave in water,
Yeah.
you can't like look and see deep inside it, right?
Yes. Yes.
But when it's calmed down, you
Mm.
can see what's beneath there.
Yes.
So
Yes. Very right.
similarly,
Very right.
yeah. If you have to work on your mind as well, if you want to introspect, you have to, like, at physical level, know how to manage yourself. And
Mm.
then comes the process of, diving deeper,
Right.
understanding the root cause. That,
Mm.
and the most beautiful part is, like, we don't label
Mm.
that you have anxiety, okay, you have depression, okay, you have
Mm.
this, PhD.
Mm.
No, we don't label. And I realized that many, clinical psychologists also that I'm meeting nowadays, they've been
Mm.
saying that they don't want to label, because
Yeah.
sometimes there's a pros and cons both to labeling, because
Mm.
we are so um, we have this accessible information that you tell them one thing and then they're gonna research about it and gonna get
Mm.
stuck, that okay.
Yes. Yes.
But in
Right.
yoga psychology, we try to keep the focus on, okay, what is the root cause? If I
Mm.
am not able to focus,
Mm.
where is it coming from? What
Mm.
is it that I'm avoiding? So it
Mm.
goes beyond just the surface and, beating around it. No, it goes deeper into it.
Mm.
So that's why I think it's very difficult to actually just, give one line answer to it, because there's
Mm.
so many
Hold
elements.
to it. Yes, there are so many elements intertwined. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So
Right. This is
that's why,
how, yeah, yes. So very, if I have to put it into very simple words, so the other fields of psychology, they usually deal with mind processes and how our nervous system operates and deals with those kind of issues. But when we talk about yoga psychology, so it is a combination of your nervous system as well as your body energies, and how
and
we can, yes, in combination, we can regulate our body with the help of our mind, and we can regulate our mind with the help of our body. If I'm not wrong, I mean, you can
yes,
correct me. Yeah.
yes.
All
So,
right.
but yeah, nowadays a lot of, like, modern practices, modern, science has introduced modalities where they are focusing on both.
All
Uh,
right.
so yeah, so yeah, I personally, I don't like to sort of uh, talk a lot about, people have this thing, okay, which is better? Okay, what is, because I feel every
Mm.
modality is
Yes.
uh different, but the
Yeah.
goal for every modality is same, right? Like we
Absolutely.
everybody's goal is same, to help,
Hmm.
and people should feel better
Hmm.
at mental and physical level.
Hmm.
But different people relate to different modalities.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Very.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for such an elaborative explanation and making the things very clear for our audience as well. All right. So, if I ask you, then this like yoga psychology, like though you have talked about a lot that how it helps and what do we do in yoga psychology, but then for whom you recommend it for, like which age group you would want to recommend it for more? I mean, which age group should be focusing more on these practices? Adolescents or maybe the young generation, like in 20s, or maybe the middle-aged people? I mean, is there any specification or it is like?
So, I mean, mostly we, in counseling sessions, we mostly deal with adults, okay?
Okay.
Because what we are, and if, um, for, yeah, it's more about, taking responsibility of your own life. And if
Mhm.
some parents feel that, okay, my kid is behaving a certain way and all of that, first we
Hmm.
try to like counsel the parent that
Hmm.
what is the
Okay.
requirement, what is it about them.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
uh, understanding from their perspective, and more about, because they can take the responsibility. They are, so we don't really counsel kids or below an age where they can't take responsibility as such. And so mostly I feel anyone above 18 for sure, because I think stress levels तो आजकल 18 से पहले से ही हो जाते हैं.
Shouldn't happen. Yes.
So, and I don't think, counseling should only be a part of your life when you have reached your rock bottom. It
Yeah.
can be, I literally have friends or some clients for that matter. Like there's not much major, but still, how we
Hmm.
go for like regular body checkups, just to we go to
Hmm.
parlors,
Hmm.
maintain. It
Hmm.
should be like one of those things, because nowadays almost our lifestyle has become a way where we
Very right.
need, somebody to talk
Hmm.
and understand and just be able to see a different perspective. And
Very.
most of the times while you are talking, you
Hmm.
find your own answers, you know.
Yes, 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 yes. Very right, very right. It's just that we are taking care of everything else around us but our own self. So this is
Yeah.
the root cause actually for everything that is happening these days to people. So I was listening to Sadhguru in afternoon, and very beautifully he put that the only person responsible for you is you. So, like when we start saying that some other voice is coming inside me, some other voice is coming inside me, that means you're yourself not in a very good company. So, so that was very nice, very funny to hear. Kenny, if I leave you into a room and then you say that I am upset and I am thinking this and that, that means you have a problem with your own company. So the best thing we can do is we should be our own best company. And I guess that is one thing which people are struggling the most these days. So that is
Hmm.
why all these modalities and all these fields are coming up, where we actually now, like, science has also become very much intertwined with yoga. I mean, yoga is also science, but then this allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, everything is getting merged up, and people are coming back to understand that these basic things, wherein we feel within ourselves, is so very much important to understand to actually lead our lives in a very productive manner. Thank you so much. So, how would you suggest the benefits of yoga psychology for women specifically? Because in this era, I find that women are, I would not say that men are not working, but somehow women, due to their physiology, biology, due to their psychological setup, they are overworked most of the times. So, how, what benefits you would suggest that if women follow this? or get some workshops or maybe enroll into a course like this, so what benefits they can get?
So I think one of the most beautiful things that I heard in the course was the first thing they teach us is Swadharma. Okay, and as women, we always, are just conditioned to. It's so ingrained in us that sometimes, like, it doesn't even register what we are doing. That we are always putting somebody ahead of us.
Hmm.
So. On Instagram, you'll see a lot of like, okay, what is self love? This is self love. Taking that bubble bath and all of that.
Hmm.
Agreed, like whatever works for
Hmm.
you, but um, the best part, like it clicked, was that if your first duty is to take care of yourself,
Hmm.
if your cup is not full, how are you gonna give to others?
Very right.
So that is like, and majorly this course was 90% or 80% women,
Okay.
and I think everybody just had that, moment of realization that, oh, my duty towards myself. And then just that one line, and you can relate everything, that if I don't take care of myself, I don't eat well, if I don't
Hmm.
take a break, my energies are going to be low. How will I be to others, people around me? How can I have a healthy relationship around me?
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why I feel that as a woman, it really impacted me, and I could see that other women out there also were equally, in their introspective mode, that it clicked with everyone.
Yes, yes, very right, very right. So I would request the women audience here that you guys definitely should go and check out what this field is, and please get in touch with Shubhangi in case you need any kind of guidance. And yes, psychology is itself very interesting. I find our nervous system and human body itself is a marvel, right? So, but then how we operate, how we process, how we behave in different situations, we all have same kind of makeup. But then how different we all are, every individual in processing different things make a lot of difference. So this also brings in that one person is so happy go round, the other one is totally into the dungeon, and the other one is easy go round, other one is and any somebody else is just doing. I mean, burdened under a lot of self doubt. So why all these things happen? Be curious, guys, and uh,
And that's
start
when,
focusing on, yeah, and start focusing on yourself a lot, because there are so many people out there who are ready to help you, ready to guide you. They are specializing themselves in these fields like Shubhangi. So approach and connect, and we all have one life, I would say, and let's live it to the fullest. And if we have such beautiful people here to help us out, why not take advantage of that? So you were saying something, Shubhangi. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so that's when, the root cause comes into the picture, that you need to find out the root cause, because
Yes.
we all have the potential to
Yes.
do everything. Okay, so why am I not able to do it, or why is it that I am struggling?
Yeah.
So and to know that I have the potential to get out of it. I
Hmm.
can get, people get stuck in this, that I have generational
Hmm.
anxiety, depression, it runs in
Hmm.
my family, all of that. But
Hmm.
you have the power to
Yes.
break the cycle, to get
Yes.
out of, if you take charge
Yes.
of your own life.
Very right.
So, yeah,
So
everyone
like
should.
this is also an attitude. Na? This was also coming from Sadhguru only. He was saying that if something good happens to us, we take it on us. Yes, it is because of me. If anything bad is happening, oh, it must be due to that condition, it must be due to that person, it must be due to my parents or my friends. So why are we not taking responsibility for everything that is happening to us? That is the first thing that we all should do. So, and when we do that, then only we will realize that we need to work on it. Until and unless we have that realization that something is not right with us, we will not take any step to correct that, right? So that realization is the foremost thing that we all should be doing. Thank you so much, Shubhangi. And next question for you is that what about adolescents these days? I mean, how much you want to recommend this thing, or maybe few practices out of what you do in your counseling and yoga psychology sessions for adolescents?
So I think one of the few things that should be included in life, I personally felt when I learned yoga was that few people mentioned that, oh, in our schools we learned yoga and it was compulsory. We would do like few minutes of mindfulness and meditation. So I think if we can't explain and like get into a very deep like psychology part, but at least this physical practices
Mhm.
could be included in their life early on, so that
Right.
because right now there are so much distraction, earlier
Hmm.
at least we were like not constantly so distracted, but right now like young kids are struggling to concentrate. And I remember uh like now everywhere there's like screen, there's something you can to entertain yourself, like you will see like very young kids getting very agitated.
Yes.
So I think these physical practices, asana practices, will help them to be calm and
Calm.
to be able to focus,
Yes. Yes.
so the more you're able to concentrate, the more information you will retain, the more
Hmm.
mindful you will be of your environment. क्या
Hmm.
पढ़ा है क्लास में से लेके like all these information to retain
Very
is
right.
the key is concentration and being completely present. So I
Yeah.
think those practices could be included, and that's what I try to through like fun kind of sessions we can include certain practices. I personally am not very great with like teaching kids. I don't do sessions for them as much, but a lot of teachers, they through different kind of activities and stuff like that can
Hmm.
be included more, taking them into these kind of sessions.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that way, here and there, they can incorporate like mindfulness, like, okay, no TV while eating, all of
Right.
those practices, simple ones.
Right. Yeah, so I also like I have taught younger kids as well. So I used to do this. Like whenever I used to enter their class, so kids are very much hyper, because they are just finished with one session and the other teacher enters the class. So they take some time to settle down. So my tactic always used to be for the younger ones, like grade two, grade three graders, na. So I used to tell them that the first thing is you all will put your hands on the table. Everything should be under your table. No books, no pens, no pencils, and we will sit like this, back straight, and we'll close our eyes. And I'll give you a count of 10 or 5. So I used to make them do deep breathing up and down, and then
Mhm.
with the closed eyes. And then slowly I used to tell them to open their eyes. And sometimes I used to rub my hands and do this. So kids find it very, something new, that something new
Yeah.
is happening out of all this hustle bustle which we were doing, writing and copying and listening to teacher and watching videos. So this is something which relaxes them. Very rightly you said that it helps them calm down. So these kind of practices can be introduced not only for the younger ones but for
Mhm.
adolescents. If it is introduced, it will, I guess, it will make a big difference, because
Def-
as the session starts, they already have a lot of things going on in their mind. They need that break. They need that break. And if those little chunks of like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, 3 minutes chunks are included within the sessions also, and in
Mhm.
between the sessions during their school time, it will make a big difference to their mental state, which
Yeah.
I would strongly recommend. If any school people are listening to us right now, or maybe later they will listen, so I'll strongly recommend that this should be embedded in their daily timetable. This 2 minute time, 2 minute meditation, or maybe 3 minutes slow breathing, right? And it can also be guided sometimes. Like that is a very beautiful thing. Na? Where I have myself also done many a times that the guided meditation, na, which is for a shorter duration, then he guide you and you close your eyes. You actually go to a different era. I mean, if you do those guided meditations. So yes, this can be done. Thank you so much for that also. I wanted to bring in this point because we always talk about adults, but we actually go through that age, na? So that age
Course.
also needs to be addressed very properly. I mean, because we usually ignore that. it's a turbulence, it's a turbulence, it's a turbulence. But then as they grow into the as they get into the adult phase, they really don't know what to do, and it's total.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know, at an early age, you learn these tools where you can regulate yourself,
Mhm.
the foundation is going to be so strong.
Very
Like, you
strong.
know, you
Yes.
won't be scared and you won't have so many fears and,
Yes.
you know, anxiety when you grow up, and you'll be in a much healthier space if the foundation itself is strong.
Right,
So,
right. Very right. Thank you. One last question, Shubhangi. So I have been watching also, and I've been reading also many things these days. And so there is a yoga psychology practitioner, and there is another term, psychotherapist. So, how would you differentiate? Like, if like this is a question for people who actually are not aware of these two fields as such, and just to avoid any kind of confusion, can you, I mean, guide our audience to be like how they can differentiate between who is a practitioner and a therapist?
mm, so honestly, like nowadays, a lot of words are just
Hmm.
uh you know, interplay, because psycho means mind. So
Hmm.
people who work with mind,
Hmm.
and yoga, psychology, so somebody who's using the knowledge from
Hmm.
yoga, and
Hmm.
you know, the ancient knowledge of yoga,
Hmm.
and working at mind level through
Hmm.
the knowledge of yoga. And
Hmm.
what was the other one? Sorry, I forgot.
Psychotherapist, practitioner and therapist.
So psychotherapist would be, if it doesn't say psychologist or yoga psychotherapist, that means uh, their basis of studies is not related to yoga. They must be studying, you know, the modern science, clinical,
Modern
and
psychology, maybe
then
clinical, yeah, more of the clinical. Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
and then they will have their own specialty in that
right.
CBT, RBT, whatever,
All,
you know,
all right,
REBT.
all right.
So that is the difference. But the word psycho itself means that working at mind level.
Mine.
So
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So I would, I mean, recommend, and I would, as she told me. So practitioner is a person maybe who is like practicing and also giving some sessions to people along with being practicing with them. And also when we talk of therapist and clinical psychology, so it is again a part of the medical sciences which they have to actually go through that course and get certified for that, I guess. I mean, and so this is what the difference is. And also I have I guess there is one more thing that people, if they are really suffering from long lasting trauma or stress conditions, so they may have to be prescribed for some medications. That's why maybe they have to go to therapists and
So
like
that would be
so.
psychiatrist.
Yeah, psychiatrists, or yeah, the clinical person who will actually guide you on purely on the medical terms. And for practicing psychology or yoga psychology, we have people wherein they, like Shubhangi also conduct so many workshops for people. So this is how the practitioners they work. They are also certified, but they are not totally into the prescription medical prescription field, right? Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So, anything else you want to add on, Shubhangi, to for our audience? Anything you want to? I mean, a message from your side for everyone.
Just a simple message would be that take responsibility of your life, and start working. It might look like, you know, it's a never-ending process, but you will learn so much, and you have so much potential. So heal so that you can make the most of all
Hmm.
those potentials that you have.
Right, right. Such a beautiful thing you have said, Shubhangi. And I thank you so much for joining me today here. And it was such a wonderful conversation. Even I got to know so many things from you. And I believe that our audience will also appreciate all the knowledge that they will gain from this session. And maybe we are collaborating again in some time with another new topic. And I thank all the audience as well for being here. Those who are watching us live, that's okay. And those who will watch us later, that is also very much appreciated. Please share your reviews in the comment sections, and tell us that how did you find the session, so that I can organize more of these sessions for all of you on this talk show, The Power Hour. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shubhangi, for being here,
Thank
and I really appreciate your time. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you again with another interesting concept, topic, or any nice discussion that you would want to have. Thank you. Bye bye, and good night, everyone. Bye.